What attracts ladybugs? As a gardener, you've probably spent a lot of time trying to get rid of pests. However, some insects are beneficial. One of these insects is the ladybug, and another, for example, the lacewing. But where do ladybirds and lacewings come from, and what attracts them to gardens? There are certain colors and smells that attract these insects. You can plant suitable flowers, but if you want to attract these insects quickly, try this method with colored ribbons or pieces of fabric you have on hand. Ladybugs are natural enemies of many pests, especially aphids. Aphids damage plants by disrupting growth or sometimes transmitting viruses to vegetables and ornamental plants. One ladybird can eat up to 5,000 aphids in its lifetime. They can also feed on insect eggs, small larvae and plant pollen. To attract ladybugs to your garden, consider planting marigolds, dahlias, daisies, asters, cosmos, marigolds, tansy, yarrow, zinnias, or sunflowers. These types of plants seem to be attractive to ladybugs. Dandelions that start pollinating earlier in the spring may also attract ladybugs that consume plant pollen as part of their diet. Ladybugs are attracted to the light, the exterior surfaces of bright houses, and the heat generated by the houses. The so-called specialized black light also attracts ladybugs. There are traps that use radiating black light to attract these insects. These traps can be purchased or even made if you are particularly creative. Danielle A. Valenzuela presented in her research at the California State Science Fair in 2012 the results of research on the influence of flower color on the behavior of ladybugs. The goal of the experiment was to help gardeners find a particular flower color that would attract more ladybirds. With this information, gardeners will know how to repel attacks from pests such as aphids. By attracting ladybugs to gardens, gardeners help protect yourself, others and the environment. Instead of choosing deadly toxins and pesticides that are usually used on plants, ladybugs are a much safer way to control pests. In the experiment, I tested 3 different colored flowers, red, lavender, and white cosmos, a specific type of flower that is widely known to attract ladybugs. The results showed that the most ladybirds gathered on the white flower. Therefore, the white flower was the most attractive, which means that the brighter flowers would be a better choice to protect your garden. In addition to the white color, ladybirds will also be attracted to yellow. These colors should be used to attract ladybugs. The red ribbon, on the other hand, will be used to attract the golden eye. It is this color that is most attractive to these insects. In spring and summer, female lacewings lay their eggs on leaves or plant stems, set on long stalks. The larvae hatch and the adults die. Those that overwinter live a little longer, but usually their lifespan is 3 months. In the form of larvae live for 3 weeks, after which they take on the adult form. Several generations of these insects may appear during the season. The larvae move easily and quickly and are very voracious. Lacewings are predatory insects. They mainly eat aphids. One larva can eat 450 aphids in 2 weeks. They also eat scale worms, honey flies, spider mites and leafhopper larvae. One lacewing larva can feed on an area of about 30 leaves, e.g. on an apple tree, protecting it from the plague of fruit spider mite. Adult insects of most species are predatory, but they also feed on nectar and pollen. Plant melliferous plants in your garden that will attract golden eyes, such as phacelia, buckwheat, yarrow, thyme, spurge, as well as shrubs and trees, rowan, buckthorn, linden, willow, aronia, blackberries, roses, or plums. Golden eyes, just like ladybugs, can be lured with flowers with yellow petals. They also like red and brown. You can use yellow and red ribbons or pieces of fabric, tying them where aphids or other pests are present. Chemical spraying should be avoided, especially in the second and third decade of July, when the golden eyelids are the most abundant in the garden. In order to attract lacewings, plants are sprayed with water with the addition of sweet beetroot syrup, molasses, or sugar. It is an easily available food for them. Such food also attracts other insects such as bees, ladybugs, butterflies, but beware, such nectar will also attract ants or wasps and other insects that like sweet nectar. Once we invite golden-eyed birds to the garden, it is worth making them stay there until the next season. Because they are sensitive to frost, which can kill up to 80% of these insects, it is a good idea to create insect houses. The golden-eyed house is made of wooden boxes with sides 30 x 30 cm long. The front and bottom are made of boards arranged in blinds with 3 cm gaps through which insects get inside. Boxes should be painted red or brown to attract and filled with straw or dry leaves. At the beginning of September, the boxes are fixed to piles driven into the ground at a height of 1.5 m. In late autumn, they should be moved to the garage and put outside in the spring. 500 adult lacewings and even more can overwinter in one box. Ladybugs are able to eat 50 to 60 aphids a day, but they also eat many other insects and larvae, including scales, mealybugs, leafhoppers, mites, and various types of soft-bodied insects. It has been shown that one ladybug can eat up to 5,000 aphids in its lifetime. There can be up to 5 to 6 generations of ladybugs in a year, because the average time from egg to adult is only about 3 to 4 weeks. In the spring, adults find food, and then females lay 50 to 300 eggs. The tiny eggs are yellow and oval in shape and are usually found in clusters of 10 to 50 near aphid colonies. The eggs hatch in 3 to 5 days and the larvae voraciously feed on aphids for 2 to 3 weeks before pupating into adults. In autumn, adults overwinter in plant debris and crevices. They often do this en masse when several hundred adults congregate at the base of a tree, along a fence, or under a rock. They especially like areas where the leaves protect them from the cold winter temperatures. Like all beetles, ladybirds undergo complete metamorphosis with distinct egg, larval, pupal and adult stages. So it is worth having places in the garden where ladybugs overwinter to have more and more of them in the garden. You can also create a special house for ladybirds. In addition to aphids, ladybugs also need a source of pollen for food and are attracted to certain plant species. The most popular ones have umbrella-shaped flowers, such as fennel, coriander, cumin, angelica, tansy, wild carrot, and yarrow. Other plants that also attract ladybugs are cosmos, especially white, and fragrant geraniums, dandelions. In addition to planting attractive plants in your garden, you can also promote ladybug populations by eliminating insecticide sprays. Not only are ladybugs sensitive to most synthetic insecticides, but if most of their food source is gone, they won't lay eggs in your garden. As difficult as it may be, allowing aphids to live on certain plants is necessary to ensure enough food for ladybugs. Also, resist the temptation to crush bugs and eggs in your garden, unless you are sure they are not ladybugs. You will also need to provide water in any form. Placing a spring in your garden will change the lives of many animals and attract many creatures.